Good morning, or technically afternoon. It's 12:06 p.m. on Saturday, September 22nd, 2018. I'm Christiana Ellis, and yes, I just got up. This is 5 more minutes. My sleep schedule has been just all out of whack for the last week or so. Um, I have made up for not getting enough regular sleep a couple of nights by taking an extra nap, which makes it harder to go to bed on time, I'm not ultimately sure like was that actually a beneficial nap? Maybe it would certainly be better if I could just get enough sleep at night and not need to take a nap. And so if taking the nap relaxes, I don't know, but it's all over the place. Yeah, so I don't know if there's what's going on there, or if it's really just a matter of me losing my own discipline and not making myself go to bed on time, which is, it's a very likely possibility. Yeah, so in any event, yeah, I've woke up earlier this morning feeling, kind of weird and headachy, which could just be again. One thing I have observed in the past is that when I chronically don't get enough sleep, um, the things that start to happen start getting like digestion upset and some headaches and stuff like that, even beyond just being tired. And so that's why I suspect that's part of what's going on. Now, that said, usually it's more obvious to me when I haven't been getting enough sleep because I can think back on how I have not been getting enough sleep. Whereas this week, yeah, I don't know. I'm something's going on, and I have prescribed for myself that I need to get more sleep. So there we go. I'm seeing Hamilton tonight at the Boston Opera House, so I'm excited about that. Um, Looking forward to that. I mean, I don't know. This is certainly a show where I've been familiar with the soundtrack for a while, and I finally, I saw that it was playing in Boston, and just decided to make it happen. And sure enough, there we go. I got pretty lucky in terms of getting a relatively nice seat. Uh, it was expensive, but not insane, you know. Um, and certainly for how long I've wanted to see it, I felt like, yeah, I'm definitely willing to pay that. And so I've heard from everybody I know who's seen it that it even if you know the soundtrack backwards and forwards, it's still really something to see it, which I absolutely believe. I mean, I don't know, have no reason to believe that would be a lie, and so I'm very excited, looking forward to that a lot. Also, it just so happens that today is the day of Watertown's Fair on the Square, which is just sort of a nearby little town celebration festival thing. So I might walk over and check that out this afternoon before heading into downtown for the show. So those are the big plans today. In and around all of that, I also have played a bunch more of the SpiderMan PS4 game, which is very good. It definitely, after I think it took me a little while to sort of get the hang of the controls, but now that I have, that game has got its hooks in me good, man. Woo. It helps that I'm a big fan of Spider-Man as a character, which is actually something I've done videos about before. I'm not going to go back into that pedigree right now, but yeah, I like Spider-Man. And I feel like this is it's interesting whenever a new property decides to kind of do its own sort of take on Spider-Man, because this one is, definitively not in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but it's also not in any of the previous movie universes, or even really the current comic universe. It's its own little hybrid pastiche of all that. And so, knowing what I do about Spider-Man's history, it's interesting to see various like hints and references and so on while still not knowing 100% how they're going to handle it all. Like, for example, this is a very light spoiler from very early in the game, so if you're really worried about it, I won't be talking about much more after this. But uh, the the game seems primed to tell us the origin story for Doctor Octopus, because Peter is working with a pre-Doc Ock or Otto Octavius in a robotics lab at the beginning of the game, and we see that set up there for how that supervillain origin story might take place. And I'm not opposed. First, I mean, I am not opposed at all to the idea of telling a villain origin story as part of the game. That seems fun, and it's not really a big deal that like it's a relatively early villain for Spider-Man in comic history, but in this one, it's like he's fought the Sinister Six already, only without Doc Ock, and it's a whole thing. I don't know. So I guess what I'm just saying is it feels a little weird seeing Otto Octavius and having Peter not know what's going to happen, and I don't know, that just creates a discontinuity in my brain at least. But it's not really even a complaint about the game. It's more just like, that feels weird that it's so obvious to me what's happening here, and yet Peter, the main character, doesn't know. So anyway, I'll go ahead and leave it there. Tomorrow I will be continuing my rewatch of The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya with the episode called Bamboo Leaf Rhapsody. But I'll be talking probably about seeing Hamilton on Monday. So I will talk to you tomorrow for 5 more minutes.